wonder if you noticed, I used the same intro. I've sort of cheated. This one's Freight Exchange. It's really similar, so I think I can get away with it. Plus, it saved me a load of time. It saved me about an hour. This is the same day as I did the other one with this train. You know, what I say, it's the same day. But what I mean is, I'm making the video on the same day, which I do quite often. I mean, it's 5th of February or something like that now, so yeah. You got to hold that for 5 seconds. Take a seat. I thought it'd be a bit advantageous to do like 2 scenarios, one after other, you see, because I'm familiar with the train. The train's got like a 2 sort of accelerator throttle levers side by side. One of them says AFB or something like that, automatic something or other. I don't know what it is, but I can't get it to work. No doubt there'll be a way, because there is another train that I was interested in driving, but I can't actually. It doesn't seem to be a scenario that's involved in it. You have to use the what do they call them, services. And as I've already said, probably if you watch the other one, you'll have heard me say this before. But you know, because it's the same day, it's in my mind to say it. That I did one of the what do you call them, services, and it just went on and on and on. It just seemed to not want to stop, and I did it for about an hour, and then I thought, oh, hang on, is this ever going to stop? I wasn't recording it. I was just playing it, you know, to see how it worked. So I don't know. There was just no end to it. See, I like driving the older trains as well. See, that's the lever I'm on about. I'm trying it 10 kilometers, and now I'm putting it on the. I'm putting the throttle up to see if it's like a cruise control, but it didn't seem to function like that. Well, unless it did. I just wasn't paying attention. I suppose 9.8, I don't know. I'll try it again. I don't think it did function, because I tried it. I think I tried it before. You know, one that I hadn't recorded. You see, speed limit's just changed there. Got to stop. I hope that ain't too loud. I've also mentioned before I've had to adjust the volume quite substantially in this game. The in-game volume, that is, not the... because there's been an update, which I've also mentioned in the other video, so I'm not going to mention it again. Yeah, I am. I just mentioned it. What are you talking about? Yeah, there was an update, and basically all I could tell it did is just up the volume by about 500%. It blew my ears off. So the volume, I had the volume in game, the in-game volume, the master volume set 80%. I always have every game set 80%. I never run out maximum. I mean, it's probably alright. I've mentioned that before. It's probably alright because it's digital. But I'm not used to running things above 95%, because you start getting distortion. You know, that's old technology. And in the game, it's probably alright. But I usually do that because I'm talking to people over Xbox Live, you know, as well. So I want to be able to hear them. Like if I'm playing World of Tanks with sort of my mate, I have the volume, the game volume down, because I don't know what it is. For me, they've really failed on this Xbox with the chat and the messaging system that they've got. It's just not good. And the way that these I've got a Turtle Beach headset that's from my old 360. It's a PX5, and it works with the Xbox One. It always has worked. And recently I've dropped them, and that's what I'm waiting for from Amazon, is a new headset. But it's a totally wireless one, and I suspect it's not going to sound as good as this PX5. I've ordered the Is it Stealth 700 or something like that? Something 700. Because it's only £10 more than the one that's not the best one. There's a 600 and Turtle Beach 600 and a Turtle Beach 700. And before Christmas, the 600 was about £70. I thought, oh, shall I pick it up? And I thought, no, I'll wait till after Crimbo. Anyway, so I think, oh yeah, I'll have a look now. So yesterday I have a look. It's 90 odd quid now. It's gone up. And the top of the range one, I say top of the range, the model up, but it does appear to be top of range one in that line anyway. It's, is it £15 more? Yeah, I think it's like £15 more. So why not get that? You know, it's got Bluetooth and all that, and I've never successfully used Bluetooth, but I know people swear by it. Everything's better with Bluetooth. Anyway, that's what I'm waiting for coming. I don't know why I've told you that. Oh yeah, you might be able to wear stuff. I've got door open. I mean the room that I'm in, the door open, so you might be able to wear sort of traffic passing, the cat squawking for food, my wife walking about, Amazon knocking at door. It's alright though, I'm pretty sure it's the courier coming, not flipping post office. They'll knock with a feather and leave a flipping card saying, "Sonny missed you." Try that again, post, I'll set cat on you. Yeah, look, you got to butt right up to this and attach to it. It doesn't attach automatically, you got to get out and do it yourself. The American trains do though. Seem to do everything for you. And it's typical American, isn't it? We've got something to do. Well, that's gonna cost I don't know, it's $1 billion or something like that, just for argument's sake. Will it work? Well, yeah, for $1 billion it'll work. And what would we do in this country? Well, can we shave something off that price? Well, yeah, but it won't work properly. Yeah, but we'll still essentially have that, won't we? Yeah. Can you do it for half that price? Well, yeah, we can do, but it's probably not going to be fit for purpose. Well, yeah, we need to save money, but the idea to actually achieve what you wanted to achieve by spending the money in the first place, well, yeah, you would think that, but no, we don't really want it to work. People just use it. Switching ends. Yeah, Americans, they just do it, don't they? They don't care about the cost. Don't care about the cost. They just want it to work, and that's how it should be. I mean, look at money we pay in taxes. All of us. We never paid so much taxes and got so little back, have we? That's probably just flagged this video up because they can tell what you're saying, can't they? I mean, this bloke's subversive, isn't he? Subversive. We'll be talking about bugs in games next. Seeing all the people that have been taken off YouTube, haven't they, by making, you know, just by telling truth, and I can't talk about them because if I say what's been said, I'll flag up as well. So I'm trying that auto throttle thing again, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. Can't remember what it's called. You've probably seen it come up when I went for a button there. I'm actually talking about the train, aren't I? That's unusual for my videos, isn't it? Yes. See, the electric brake as well, I hadn't really got to grips with that. It can sometimes stop you really fierce as well, and then sometimes it just doesn't. I haven't really worked out why. The problem is I've got it set on miles an hour as well. But there is that multifunction display, MDF. That's wood, isn't it? I said that in one of the other videos. Because every night I have to listen to my back quality control them. You know, make sure that it's audible and stuff like that. I don't have time to sit and listen to me droning on for an hour plus. So I skip through bits of it, and listen to a bit. What I look for is on the tracks. I've got a visual representation of the volumes, the audio volumes. It runs in. It's an audio track that runs under video tracking editing software, and I can see the peaks and all. I can see the full range actually, so I can tell where the video gets loud, and then I'll look. Oh, is it too loud for me talking or whatever? See, I tooted my own. Professional. 11 miles an hour. See, I'm being quite restrained because usually I'd be trying to just get up to speed a lot faster than this. It makes some odd noises, this train. I think I gave up on that. Trying that. I'm having a drink. I used to cut it and all that lot to have a drink, but I'm not, because it just takes too long. You can probably hear me gulping as well. It's quite a sensitive microphone, this. But it sounds disgusting. And I've had a shave, but you can still hear that, can't you? I bet. It's always dull. It's always dull, isn't it? I had to mute that then. I had a bit of a coughing fit. Yeah, it's always flipping dull. It's like that Transpennine DLC. When you do the scenarios and that, it's always flipping raining. It don't always rain. It rains a lot in Manchester, I must admit, but not at Leeds side of it. I used to live in Leeds till I was in my early 20s, and then I went to live in London. I liked London. There wasn't nothing you couldn't get there. You could just go out. I've probably mentioned before, I used to play guitar and stuff. You could go out to down Tottenham Court Road, Oxford Street there, and there's loads of guitar shops and stuff. Loads of shops of all sorts. You could, if you wanted cryogenically frozen guitar strings, you'd be coming home with them. I mean, I live in East Yorkshire now. That's quite loud. I can tell that's quite loud. I might have to turn that down a bit. And it's nice to hear the trains, isn't it? Now I'll leave it. If you can't hear me, you can't hear me. Yeah. Living in East Yorkshire, you're lucky if you can get tea bags that you want. I drink green tea with lemon, and I've probably spoken to that before. Level crossing there. Everyone else is inconvenienced but the train. Yeah. I've never lived anywhere like this where you can go to the supermarket one week and they've got what you want, and then next week you'll go and it's like, well, it was here last week, where is it now? It's ridiculous. It's like nowhere land. I think I'm using the boom camera on it. I've never used the boom camera before. It's a bit smoother, but it took a bit of using. Yes, ready with the tutor. You see, I'll do a lot of these outside shots for doing the intro video. You see, but you probably won't notice because I doubt the same people watch these all the time. I've basically reused the video from the other one. This is Freight Exchange. What were it called? The other one, Returning Empty. Yeah, I just did the intro for that and just changed start of it. It saved me about an hour because I'm a bit short on time. Because I've made these videos both on the same day. like that dirt. It's dirty on top there, isn't it? You know, like you would get, you know, with the pantographs and that rubbing, leaving like oily, metally deposits or whatever they are. It's like, I don't know if you what you call them in America, but we used to call them either dodgem cars or bumper cars. The electric ones, you get them at the fair, and you know, they'd run electric. They've got a pantograph that goes up to a electric grid up top, and it touches it and provides power to the little car that you're in. We used to have great fun in them with kids, but it always had that particular sort of smell about it, didn't it? Like that ozone-y smell, electrical smell, and it was always like that sort of really dark, blacky sort of grey deposit all over the place, weren't there? You know, because you know what they were like. They never bothered cleaning up, did they? You know, so sometimes you'd touch them as you're getting in and out of the car. You'd touch them rods that come out the back of the car that went up to the electric feed up top, and they were just like covered in like carbony stuff, and probably bits of metal as well, you know, powdered metal. Yeah, it'd be nice to see some sunshine. I see that's what we're doing in the services. It's called services. I have to get that in my head. It's called services. And I had it set on spring with sunshine, you know, because you get sick of this flipping miserable weather, don't you? And it's in game now. I mean, it's sunshine out today, and it's 5th of February. And this game just looks depressing. Already sick of winter. Look at this train yard. It's pretty good, isn't it? I have a look at map, and don't know if you've noticed that destination doesn't seem to be getting any closer, does it? It's because it's not telling you. It's telling you the distance by line of sight, not by how much track you've got to go. So that it don't move, and sometimes I think it might get even bigger, and you're thinking I'm going away from it, but it's not measuring how far you're going down track. It might say 2 point whatever miles, but it's a lot longer, because we've been driving quite a long way. And it's all going to go left here, isn't it? And it still ain't getting any closer. See that I slowed. I'm having trouble with brakes again. It's just slowing and slowing and slowing, even though I think I've come off at brakes. Yeah, I didn't really got to grips with that, have I? I've done that a couple of times where I've tried to come off at brakes and it just hasn't. One of them I stopped dead. I don't know if it's on this scenario, because they're all merging into one now. I don't know why, I kind of like them sounds when it sort of steps up. I noticed some instances, I don't know if you'll notice it on this, is when I was outside and I came back in, the noise from outside seemed to continue inside, and then it suddenly cut off. I noticed it when we were playing it, but I didn't notice it in that last scenario I did, so maybe it's this one. And maybe I won't notice it because I'm waiting for Amazon to come. I've only got one headphone on, so I can't really hear properly. Mind you, I can't hear properly anyway. Flipping bad ear infection again. Mind you, it's eased off now a bit. I've actually been off work with it. Earache's pretty bad. If you've never had it, it's like toothache. And if you don't know what toothache is like, imagine somebody stabbing you in the mouth, basically. With a hot knife. there's all sorts of little lights all over the place, isn't there, and reflectors. Didn't you see I think that was a reflector there, wasn't it? Not a light. They have done some great things in this game with the overall look of it, but like I've said before, and I've said it every single video now, it has a blurriness about it. And see, they put a bit of lens effects on stuff, haven't they, to make it look pretty. You know, like the lights look a bit blurry, so it's like watching a film. You know, there's like a halo around some of the lights. You don't see that in real life, do you? You don't get a halo around lights when you look at it. Well, I did once, but it's only because I got a bit of flipping metal in my eye that had gone rusty. That was awful. That was about this time of year as well. I used to be an engineer, and I got a piece of metal straight in my pupil. And I was absolutely paranoid about eye safety. I still am. I am even more after that. I was only sort of 18 when that happened though. I was in a band, and we were doing this rehearsal. It was snowy as well. It was different this time. It was actually 28th of February 1978. Anyway, we were doing this rehearsal. This gig we were going to do sort of tomorrow night sort of thing, and had all lights on. I thought it was stage lights that were hurting my eyes anyway. It was this bit of metal. It had gone in earlier in the day, penetrated right in, and thank God it didn't fall into that fluid in the middle of my eye. I never felt it go in, you see. You don't. It was going too fast. It was only a little bit of frag, but in it had gone. I hadn't noticed it, and if I did notice it, I didn't think much about it at the time, and it must have started popping out, and thank God it did pop out, because when it done, you're in trouble. You end up. It's a big. I won't go into it. It's a big drama if it don't come out. I know people that have had pieces of metal that have gone right into their eye, and it's basically dropped at bottom. You know, so you got fluid in your eye, and not a good scenario that. Anyway, this thing come out and started rusting. So everything had a lovely orange halo around it, and it hurt like hell as well. Yeah, it definitely hurt. Could feel it shredding everything when it came out. Didn't feel it going, but I felt it coming out. Anyway, I went and had basically hospital. That was a drama getting there as well, in snow. And basically, the doctor came up with squirted a bit of stuff in me eye, clamped my head, and says, "Don't even think about blinking," and then came at me with a scalpel to sort of cut all the skin off of me. It was horrible. Yeah, you see these halos around these two lights, the yellow and the green. Doesn't really look like that in real life, does it? You don't see halos around stuff. So that they're sort of helping the game along to look pretty, aren't they? You don't look like that if you had mist inside your windows, wouldn't you? Or watery eyes or something. You don't. You know, when you're driving around, the street lights aren't like that, are they? But I did a scenario. What was it called? Heavy metal. And while it was dark, it was very, very atmospheric, and I rather liked how it looked. The lighting effect, yeah. See, it stops. I got the braking totally wrong. I didn't actually want to stop there. So I've got throttle still set. Now it's not. Now the brakes have released them, and I've gone back on throttle. And it has this tendency, it just sort of sits there, doesn't it? And then it starts moving. It's like if you've ever played a flight simulator, and you're trying to keep an altitude without using the auto trim or something like that lot, and you're chasing that needle. If you're looking at the vertical speed indicator in your controls, in your instruments, you can never fly straight and level looking at that, because there's always a delay between your control inputs and what that needle does. So you'd be up and down like a roller coaster. Yeah, that was the cup going back down on the table. See, I ain't got this microphone fully isolated. I've got it sat on polystyrene, and I've got my laptop on blooming rolled up towels and that lot, so that the fan noise or the hard disk noise doesn't vibrate through the table into the microphone. But I guess it'll be alright. This is a big yard, isn't it? I think is it a yard that I'm in here? I think this is a scenario that you get permission to go through a red light. And it's the only time that's ever worked. Look at the length of that train. You see, we've got steel on board at the moment, and we're exchanging it for wood. I could have called that scenario this, couldn't I? But it'd have been, it'd have got more views, wouldn't it? I got wood. Everyone knows what that means. And if you don't, then it don't matter. You see the windscreen wipers there, leaving that sort of streak in their own image. I think that's motion blur. Yeah. Not because I'm a genius. Someone else said it, and I've just thought, oh yeah, that's what it is. That's why it always looks blurry. You can be walking along in the station, and you can't see any posters and that lot. And then there's some like specifications on the side of your train. Your maximum speed, braking force, and that tractive effort, whatever they put on there. And you're thinking, oh look at that. And then when you stop, it just takes half a second, and it comes into focus, and you can read it. So I'm pretty sure it's motion blur. And on PC you can turn that off, but you can't on this because they've consoled it, haven't they? It doesn't work, does it? When the guys on PC want PC games, and what they keep doing to them is that they give them console games instead, with console controls, where the PC and the console, well, yeah, they're a computer, but the PC's totally different, innit? Because of the controls. You got some fantastic controllers that you can put into a PC, and it's not that you can't use them. They certainly can use them, but what they're tending to do is just forgetting the programming for a PC, and giving them basic. Oh look, trains rolling. I'm lucky I can get onto that. There was another scenario when I let the. Hopefully I'll get back to PCs. I'll do it now. Yeah, they just give them console ports rather than PC games, and they do that when they do PC games to console. You need all the support. I want to change my graphics on this because I want a sharper image. I don't want it blurry. I don't want motion blur on this. Anyway. I can't remember what we're saying now, but if you notice there, I went through the red. I go through the red here, but I've got permission to go, but it's still showing me red signal, so I daren't go through it. Because if you go through a red signal, it just ends the scenario. So I sit here messing about for a while, not knowing what to do for best, basically, because I daren't go through the red. But it's telling me to go down there, so I'm thinking, oh yeah, is it right or wrong? So I sit here all this time deciding, and I've got the electric brake on. It's still telling me to go down there. I might try it again. Yeah, I do try it again. Proceed. I've asked to go through the signal, same proceed at restricted speed, but it's still showing me a red. So I'm thinking, is it a bug? No, because that's not beyond the realms of possibility with this game, is it? So I think, is it a bug or what? I'm just having difficulty with my headphones. And then I think, well, I can't sit here forever. So I'll try it again. And there's no change. And then I think, I'm just going to think now, just do it. Just go. So I've only released the electric brake, haven't I, like a donkey. So I'm making hard work of this, aren't I? Yeah, is penny dropped yet? Yeah, I'm going through all my brakes now, aren't I? You press X on the controller to cycle through your brakes. And I'm forever pressing Y button to try and look outside. It's like, you always think it's like, I don't know, I think I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. Look, you see, I've gone through the red, so everything's alright, so now what I've got to do is stop up there. This train, when you look at it, it's over 300 yards long as well. When you get further up, you'll see there's like the outline of where you've got to stop, and when the front of the train gets to the back of it, it's about 300 yards. That's quite a train, isn't it? Especially if it's full of metal. That must be, I don't even know what that'd weigh. It'd be nice if it told you how much weight it actually is. That'd be nice to know. Yeah, I was talking about PC games, and console games. Yeah, the can't. I mean, the games manufacturers can't seem to get that balance right. I watch a few PC games. I'm still interested in PC games because they do tend to be. Oh no, this is coupling up to one, is it? Yeah, it must be. Oh, I don't know. I've lost my way with this scenario. Looks like I'm going to crash, but I don't. Yeah, I watch PC reviews and that sometimes. There's some guys that I like. And they're always swearing though, which I guess if you're just talking to a load of blokes, it's all right. But you never know who's watching, do you? You know, I think I've put one thing on YouTube, and I think I've age restricted it. Look at them buffer things shimmering. Mind you, I'm not really. Don't really care about that. See, it's trying to get me to go up them little steps there. See, it's climbed the steps, and then now it's couple it. That's it, done it. Yes. You see, I'm 30 odd minutes into the scenario. Have I been running empty all this time? And not realised. Shouldn't there be a train behind me, or have I just been droning on that much I haven't noticed what I've been doing? It's probably that, isn't it? I've probably just haven't sussed out, not been paying attention. So I'm still waiting for this Amazon delivery. I'll let you know how them headphones turned out. I can't remember what they're called. Turtle Beach Stealth 700, I think. I mean, at the moment I'm using, like I said, I'm using the Turtle Beach PX5s, but you have to connect them with a wire. I mean, that's so backwards. I had a wireless microphone on the Xbox 360, and I basically just I basically gaffer taped it. That's like duct tape to my headset, and it worked perfectly. And I used to charge it up, and I had that for years. I got about six years out of that. I never had a problem with it. It always works. Never desynced. It just worked perfect. And where are we on this? You're still plugging in stuff. Sort of a long time. You know, that's 15 years ago. Wireless technology for talking on the Xbox 360, and it didn't even come as standard on this. It had the old this Xbox One when it come out were like 600 quid, and it just come with a controller and one of them single ear headsets, so you could talk to people. I mean, they're uncomfortable as hell anyway, and nobody wants to use them. I think Microsoft have been a bit lazy, haven't they? And then they've done the Xbox One X. This is what it should have come out like, innit? This Xbox One X. I mean, even the 1 terabyte storage isn't enough. Not for the size of these games. They haven't really done a good job, have they? And plus, look, I got wood. It's just they just haven't done a good job. I think they've let everybody down. This console's been out a long time now. They're already talking about another one, but the 360, that lasted a long time, didn't it? It lasted way too long. But at the end of it, look at like Grand Theft Auto and a couple of other games, but mainly Grand Theft Auto, probably the last great game on that, the 360. Didn't that look good? I mean, it wasn't the best Grand Theft Auto, but they did a great job on the programming. And in fact, I thought it was the worst Grand Theft Auto, to be honest with you. It just there was something really frustrating about it. It never let you get rich. It never let you do what you want to do. It took the open worldiness out of it, didn't it, in some ways? You know, that it wouldn't, every time you looked like we're getting somewhere, it just robbed you of all your money. So you spent the whole game having nothing until you get to the end of it, and then, actually I don't think I finished it. I just got bored of it. But I don't like that when they do that in games. It's one of the habits they've got, not just Rockstar. You'll go through a game and you'll grind, oh, I want this, I want that. I want, look at that weapon. I think one of them was Godfather, and it might have even been the really good Godfather that came out in like 2005, 2006. And I don't think I played that until a long time afterwards. One of my Xbox Live mates, he unfortunately is dead now, he says, oh, have you played that game, Dirk? And I went, no. It looked nearly swell. It didn't look that good. And he went, oh, he said it's awesome. He says it's best open world game that they've ever made. I'm sure it was called Godfather, but the original one. So on his recommendation, I bought it, and he was right. I loved it. But that did the same thing. You had to, as you progress through, doing this, that, and other. There were missions in it, but it was very open, very, very open worldy. And you got this, I think they called it like a street sweeper, this shotgun. But by the time you got that, you didn't need it. You know what I mean? Because it was basically, there wasn't what else to do in game. You know, you'd basically maxed out your fun. So it was pointless having that super shotgun, because they were just literally, that's very long, that, isn't it? Oh, that's the train I've been pulling, isn't it? Or is it? Am I remembering it wrong? I forget. I bet you were paying more attention than I was. Yeah. It was just a great game, but it just didn't, again, you know, it just gives you, what's the point of giving you all the best gear when you've been, you know, you're 60 hours into this game, 100 hours into it, and you're probably only going to play it a little bit more. I mean, I sort of touched on that briefly in that last video that I did, is that when I was talking about Kerbal Spray's program, and they got sidetracked, you know, with bugs in things, and how there's a lot of bugs in this generation. They're putting stuff out not finished, you know, it's just not finished. You know, this feature coming soon, or you know, on day release, you're talking the full price game, you know, stuff not working in it, stuff that's clearly in the game, but it says coming soon in the game, which really rubs salt in it. If they didn't put that in there, you wouldn't get miffed, would you? You wouldn't know it were missing, because it just wouldn't be there. They need to rethink that, because it's still a dirty trick anyway. If you're making a game, this is why I don't agree with downloadable content. Not how Forza does it, because they're just there to rinse you every month with car packs. You see, if you're paying like 60 quid, or I don't know what that, dollars, maybe $70, $80 for a game new, you want the game, don't you? You don't want it in installments that you got to then pay for subsequently. You're buying the game. So, you know, if you're buying a game that's got 800 cars in it, give me the cars up front. I want them now. And I want all the tracks now, so stop messing me about, and don't bother releasing them, because I ain't buying it. You know, that's what you do with free-to-play games, isn't it? Like World of Tanks and all these things that you get on your tablets, and I say World of Tanks because I play it a lot, or I have played it a lot, not so much now. They have that model, don't they? The free-to-play model, where you can play it. You can play it for free, but if you want to progress a bit faster, you pay for premium time, and you buy premium tanks or premium vehicles, whichever it is. It's all the same thing, And it didn't pay to win either because they balance it really carefully. Normally, sometimes they'll make a mistake, or is it a mistake? Who knows? But they just do it that way because it's free. Now these big companies have gone, oh yeah, look at all that money they're making. Yeah, but they're not. They put a free game out, and you can essentially play it for free. You can't play Forza for free. And you can't play Witcher for free, which is a great game, by the way, and they weren't guilty of the downloadable stuff either. And they don't do a Witcher every year, do they? Like, it's got Forza Horizon, Forza Horizon, hasn't it? It's like FIFA every year. You know, just reskin Battlefield, it's reskinned, except they've managed to just tear it out of that game. I used to like Battlefield. Remember Battlefield Bad Company? In fact, I remember them all. Had some great games on 360, and I've mentioned it before. You know, everyone were on mic. There was none of this. You're on your squad. You can only hear your squad. You could hear everybody on your team. What's happened to that? You know, you can mute people if you don't want to listen to them, but we don't even get the opportunity. You can't communicate with the rest of your team. It's not very good. You have to just do it by learning maps, don't you? I mean, that's part of the thing, but it takes some of the fun out of it. We used to have there were drunken guys, and there were guys high on flipping drugs and stuff. Guys that couldn't play, guys that were good at it, guys that no one really lost a temper very much, did they? Not at the beginning. That came later, didn't it? They all turned into these so-called professional. Then you got all this, ooh, you loser noob and all that sort of stuff. Well, yeah, I am a noob. I've not played it before. Plus, you're like 10 years old, and I'm probably like 30, 40 years older than you. You know, reaction time is a factor in these games. And they're blowing your head off across the map with a flipping shotgun with a solid slug in it. You're there trying to get a shot with your sniper rifle on the little people. Yeah. But the chat was much better then. They're really acidic now, aren't they, people? They're just really toxic. And they can't wait to complain. Should see some comments I get on my videos, and I don't think I do out particularly contentious, other than drawing on a lot. But then again, you know where the off button is, don't you? if you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying switch off, but you don't have to watch these things. It's not essential. No one's got my channel strapped to your eyes, and no off button. I'm not sure where I am in this scenario. Got a lot of XP though. Isn't that long to go though. I can't believe how quick I've got here. It just seems like I'm beginning to wonder if I've actually done this video wrong, because it's up to like 40 or nearly 45 minutes, and I only just seem to have sat down. Surely I can't be that amusing. That I've amused myself. Look at the blur on them lights again, or should I say lens flare. Yeah, that's totally unrealistic, that, isn't it? It looks real pretty, but it's not realistic. And we've seen the way that the track's just drawing just a few yards in front of the train as well. I find that very annoying. It's a farm simulator trick, that. See, no, it's really moving that fast, is it? And you can't see the draw distance. Isn't that great, is it? You know, we're not looking that far. We're down low, and there's no distant horizon to look at, and it's just, yeah, see it all just popping in. You see, I'm sure this console's better than that. You know, some of these games, it's like, you know, that it's running on a computer, not an abacus. That was quite funny. If you found that funny, no, don't. People do leave comments, but I'm not going to start begging for them. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I'm so desperate for your approval. Social media's the king now, isn't it? It's called social media. Should be anti-social media, shouldn't it? With some of them, all they do is whinge, bitch and complain constantly. Mind you, I do that. It's just venting, innit? I think I do it with a certain amount of style. I tell you what, when this finishes, it makes you go jogging. I think I'm going to finish here, yeah. I'm dropping my wood off. Watch this stop. Bang on. Objective complete. End of scenario. Shut it down, shut it down. End up going back at train to do something on this one. Because I must have left a light on or something. Game's not having that. You're not leaving a light on. No, you're not going home until you've switched every little thing off. Go on. You're my slave. You're my slave. Slave to the wage. Yes. Yes. Are you going to press it or not? Yeah, because it's not there. It looked like it was that button, but it wasn't, was it? See, it's telling me to turn all the lights off, and I'm doing this lot. Don't leave that desk light on. No, don't leave that one on. Turn it off. And that one. Turn that one off. Well, that's everything off, and it's still telling me to turn the lights off. Lock the door. Now run. That's right. No, not there. There. Go on, minion. Get in. You left that light on. Now you may go home. Yes. Crunching along the gravel. Yeah. You would think that, you know, that's what I'm saying. With the speed this game works, it's not like you're driving a rocket ship, is it? The graphic draw distance should be quite a lot better than that, and it should be smoother. It's not. It just feels a bit clunky all around this. I'm sure you could optimise it a bit more, but what would I know? I'm not a programmer. It's just you see what other companies do, and there's me XPs, and it's short. I've not got as much as it was showing me on there, have I? Got 9,000 something. It was well over that. If you look back, you'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching.